So I should be live. I'm just gonna start setting up everything for our discussion. Let's see if the audio is working. All right, we're good. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. I am currently setting up everything. Oh, this is perfect. Yeah, we're just so I guess I can kind of kick off what we're doing here. Today we're basically just talking about all of the Star Wars Celebration stuff and how I feel about it. My Easter was an event. It was an event. It was actually pretty good. How was yours? All right. All right. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. And so I'm just kind of like, I'm basically setting up. We got some great news at Celebration. We did get some great news. We're gonna be talking everything in this stream. We're gonna be talking all the 3 new movies. We're gonna talk Ahsoka. We're gonna talk Jedi Survivor. We're gonna talk the High Republic. We're gonna talk it all. We're gonna talk pretty much everything that's been announced. Tales of the Jedi, the new season of Tales of the Jedi. All right, so now I'm back on stream. Hope everyone had a wonderful Easter, by the way. I know Kumula Forest was asking about it. I just wanted to make sure if you celebrate Easter, hope you all had a good Easter. But yeah, that's today's stream. We're just going to be talking about everything that we got at Star Wars Celebration because there's a lot to discuss. Whether it's good or bad, we're going to talk about it. What we're excited for, what we're not excited for, share some opinions. The only thing I can really ask is to just be civil. That's it. I just need civility. All opinions are valid, so that doesn't really change. But yeah, so I think the first thing, I'm gonna leave it up to comments, or I might start a poll, is what are you guys most interested in talking about? Oh, I'm a little laggy. Hold on. A little laggy. Little laggy. All right. It should be better now. Yeah. So yeah, just leave it in the comments. Do you guys want to talk the new movies, Jedi Survivor, Ahsoka, Tales of the Jedi, High Republic? Like, what do you guys want to start off with? What did you think of Mandalorian season 3? Gotta tell you, I'm struggling with this season of The Mandalorian. I'm struggling with it a little bit, and I think. Yeah, here's the thing. Mando season 3 has had some solid moments. It's had some good moments, but I have been personally struggling because I don't feel like there's been a consistent story with season 3. Like I don't know where we're going, and that's like confusing to me. Like I like that they're giving Bo-Katan an arc, but I also feel like I haven't seen Din Djarin do anything. um And I think Book of Boba Fett is partially to blame for that because where's the story with Mando and Grogu? Book of Boba Fett explained it. Oh yeah, Acolyte. We got to talk about Acolyte. But yeah, Mando season 3. There's 2 more episodes left. I'm really hoping they're good. They probably will be. I know season 1 was very filler-y until the end. Like, there wasn't a lot of plot until between episode 3 and then episode 7. I get that, but, like, I was kind of hoping for a little more. But, yeah, you guys are curious about Grogu feels like an afterthought. He does. And here's what's confusing me. Here's what's confusing me about Mando season 3. My interpretation of of the Mandalorian was that it was going to build up to Grogu being the next Mandalorian Jedi. Like, I don't know if anyone else like saw that or like thought about that, but like I felt like the Mandalorian wasn't just Din Djarin, it was like Din and Grogu. And they had that whole thing in Book of Boba Fett with Luke and Ahsoka and Mando. It's like he's a Mandalorian. No, he's a Jedi. And it's like that's a cool plot line. That's a cool plot line for Grogu. And then season 3, I feel like Grogu's an afterthought. It's like it's Bo-Katan's the Mandalorian, which is yeah, she is a Mandalorian. But like that wasn't like I don't know if that was set up well. But that's my opinion on Mando season 3. There's still 2 episodes left. It could be fantastic. I did read what part of the opening to the next episode, like people saw it at Celebration. I read the synopsis. The next episode might be pretty crazy. Let's just say that. Grogu is a bad character. I mean, to be fair, you're not really wrong. You're not wrong about Grogu. He is to sell toys. That's his number one thing before being a character is to sell toys. And that I do struggle with that. There is so much you can do with a baby. There is only so much you can do with a baby. So I vibe with that. I want to know why Grogu can't communicate with Mando. Why didn't Ahsoka give Grogu's? That's true because yeah, obviously Ahsoka and Grogu, they have the Force connection. That's cool, but like I feel like they have some communication, but like Grogu is just a baby, and Din like kind of understands him. But it would be cool to see that. Which I will say this about season 3. I will say this about season 3. Ahmed Best being the Jedi to save Grogu, I love. I'm just gonna say it out loud. When I first saw Ahmed Best, I thought it was Mace Windu, and I genuinely got scared because I didn't want it to be Windu. And then I saw it was Ahmed Best, and I loved it because, yeah, I feel like it was a reveal, but it didn't need to be like huge, in my opinion. Like I don't like. It would have felt weird to me if it was Mace Windu or Bear. It wouldn't have been Barriss Offee because she's a little. She wasn't exactly doing great at that time, Jedi wise. Some people were saying Quinlan Voss. Quinlan Voss is on Kashyyyk. For those, Beck, seeing Keller and Beck was so unreal. He deserves it. Yeah, exactly. I was so happy to see Ahmed Best. I was so happy that he was the Jedi who saved Grogu. I want to see more of him. Keller and Beck is awesome. I loved him. I loved seeing Keller and Beck. I know he was from the game show. I never saw the game show, but I saw that he was hosting it, and I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, getting to just see Ahmed Best be awesome. And people are saying he needs a redemption. He didn't need a redemption. But I mean, I know not everyone's a big fan of Jar Jar, but like that's not his fault. That's not Ahmed Best's fault. In my opinion. That's okay. But K'Kruhk. K'Kruhk would have been cool. The thing is I don't know how many people would have known K'Kruhk or Ashrad Het. Yeah. I'd be down. I was actually like there was a part of me when the Kenobi series came out, I was like, I wonder if we'll see Ashrod Het, but no, we never saw Ashrod. To be fair though, I don't know if I would have wanted him in that series. Considering the direction they went, I'm like, maybe it's a good thing Ashrod had stayed out of that show. But yeah, I feel like not everyone knows. At least with Keller and Beck, people knew the actor, unless they got like an actor like to play that people knew to play Kukruk or Ashrod. I don't know how casual fans would have reacted to them. But again, I do like considering Kukruk's story in the Dark Times. I do think that would have been a really cool idea because of the whole Dark Times story with Kukruk, which is probably my favorite story with Kukruk. But yeah, let's get into. Do you guys want to start with the 3 announced Star Wars movies? Do you guys want to start with the TV shows like Ahsoka, The Acolyte? Do you guys want to talk about Jedi Survivor? Just drop it in the comments and we'll go through all of it. I feel like Ahsoka doesn't need a show. Dude, I've been saying that since literally. The Clone Wars is Ahsoka's show. The Clone Wars is Ahsoka's show. She doesn't need a spin-off show. The Clone Wars is her spin-off. I have a very hot take about Ahsoka. We might talk about it when we get to the Ahsoka series. But here's the thing. Here's my hot take about Ahsoka. I think she should have died on Malachor. She should have died at Vader's hands. We did not need the world between worlds. Ezra did not need to save her. Her fight with Vader should have been her death scene. That is a hot take, I know, but like, what has she done since that fight with Vader? Like, timeline-wise, besides since she's gotten saved. I mean, she's looked for Ezra, and that's cool. But like, why does it need to be Ahsoka who looks for Ezra? Sabine can look for Ezra, right? Like, Sabine is already Sabine was already going to look for Ezra. We don't need Ahsoka. And here's the thing. Ahsoka does nothing in the Book of Boba Fett. In The Mandalorian, she's just looking for Thrawn. So I'm like, I would have preferred a Rebels sequel, like an animated Rebels sequel, over the Ahsoka show, if you know what I mean. Like, I would have rather just follow the like, I would have preferred something like KOTOR 3, or what KOTOR 3 would have been, in that like, I would have preferred a scene of like, because KOTOR 3 would have been like Mitra would have actually been the main protagonist, but she would have been looking for Revan. And that would have been KOTOR 3. For those who don't know what KOTOR 3 would have been before it got canceled, the story was supposed to be Mitra Surik. She was going to be looking for Revan. She was going to find the ancient Sith, but Mitra was going to be the main character. I think that's what they should have done with Ahsoka. But it would have been with the Ghost Crew. That's my opinion. But Maul could have beaten her. Yes, he could have. He had her. He disarmed her. And here's the thing. Maul was hindered. He was so hindered during that fight against Ahsoka on Mandalore. He was sleep deprived. He was anxiety ridden. He was exhausted. He was conflicted. And he still overpowered her after a good fight. If Maul had been fighting Ahsoka, at his prime, he would have dominated. KOTOR 3 is the origin story. I think it might have had origin elements. Again, there's not a lot about KOTOR 3, much to our tragedy, that we don't know. We don't know KOTOR 3, unfortunately, which is sad. So yeah, maybe there would have been origin elements. Yeah. I feel like her beating Maul was dumb. Yeah, here's the thing. The Ahsoka novel, Maul's defeat in the novel made way more sense than it did in the show. In the book, Maul was still overpowering Ahsoka, but he was essentially, in his arrogance, was just drawn into a trap where all the clones just attacked him at once and then trapped him in a ray shield. and then they just hit him at once. In the show, he could have just cut the beam. And the fact that he didn't is completely like a contrivance. Like, here's the thing. I love the Siege of Mandalore arc, but that is the one part of that arc that is just so stupid to me. Like, why didn't he just cut the beam? Even if the clones just catch Ahsoka and she survives, and then they hit Maul, fine. But, like, him walking down the beam and swinging at her was just really stupid. It was stupid. But yes, Kumail is correct. Ahsoka very much shows off the weaknesses of the Jar Kai fighting style. We see that also in her fight with not just with Maul, but in her fight with Barriss. Ahsoka, like, because she only had the one lightsaber when she fought Barriss in the warehouse, she got demolished. Like, she was put on her back foot instantly because she was scrambling. She didn't have the second blade to back her up, and it left her scrambling against Barriss. To be fair, Barriss is a little better, but yeah. Also, Ahsoka's only ever beaten in an active fight pre-Vizsla, and the Inquisitors and Rebels. Like, if you watch TCW or Clone Wars, the only fight that Ahsoka defeats an enemy outright in lightsaber combat is pre-Vizsla. And then in Rebels, it's the Inquisitors. But let's be real. Anyone could beat the Inquisitors. Well, Kanan and Ezra couldn't, but at the time. By the end of the show, I think they could have handled them. But yeah, imagine if it was Anakin that fought Maul. Anakin would have smoked Maul. Anakin would have smoked him. Yeah. Maul is inferior to Dooku, and Anakin, with just a little bit of pressure, beat Dooku. And that's before Nightfall. When he got even more powerful. So yeah, and Anakin could have handled Maul. It would be a great fight. Maul would have been a challenge. But I'm giving it to Skywalker or Kenobi. I mean, yeah. I wish they progress. Yeah, actually, let's start talking. So, the Ventress story. Yeah, where was the Ventress story in season 7? Like, here's the thing with TCW season 7. I have my grievances with Dark Disciple as a book. It's not one of my favorite Star Wars stories, but like, that story was her closure. And like, casual audiences are just not going to know Ventress' story. Like, and that's sad to me because they're like, even if Dark Disciple isn't your favorite story or if you love it, that was a really strong ending for Ventress, like for that version of Ventress. Legends Ventress is essentially a different character, but for what she was going for in canon, that was a really strong end. And I think that story, we needed that story in season 7. Like, I would have preferred you cut the Bad Batch and the Martez sister arc, and you can just do Dark Disciple. Like, here's the thing. Like, I know why they did the Martez sisters. I don't really agree with it, but I know it was to show why Ahsoka's going to go to Mandalore and not Coruscant. But at the same time, like, did we need that story? Like, I think her walking away from the Jedi Order, I think I got that. Like, I think I got why she would do that. And then the Bad Batch was just to set up a spinoff, which is really not great. Well, okay. When Bad Batch is good, it's good. But when it's not good, it's not good. But yeah, I think that story with Ventress and Quinlan Vos, that should have been part of the story. Casual audiences are never going to know what happens to Ventress unless they read a book. And then that's not fair to audiences. Like, it's the same thing with Rise of Skywalker. Like, you have to read a book to understand how Palpatine survived. That's not fair to casual audiences. That's not fair to them. Regardless of your opinion on if Palpatine should have survived or should he have died, that's up to interpretation. but at least let the basic audience know. Like, people should not have to go out and buy books to understand movies. And the same should be with the Clone Wars. People shouldn't have to pick up Dark Disciple to know what happens to Ventress. You can pick it up and be like, oh, this is a fun, like, add-on, fun, like, tie-in. But casual audiences, and I'm talking casual audiences, we diehard fans know, but casual audiences should know that story because Ventress is a huge part of TCW. She's one of the main villains. In the first few seasons, Ventress is one of the main characters. And she is still a major character even after, Dooku betrays her and she becomes a bounty hunter and a Night Sister. Like, yeah, Ventress is a good character. Like, Legends Ventress is an interesting character. TCW Ventress, even though they're different characters, they're both good in very different ways. And I think with Canon Ventress, you need closure with that. Yeah, season 7 should have been longer. It should have been way, way longer. It could have been a great episode. Like, it could have been a really cool episode. Plus, Dark Disciple made Quinlan Voss a badass in canon. In the one episode he's in with Cad Bane, he's trash. Like, Dark Disciple, Quinlan Voss was fighting Count Dooku. He beat General Grievous, he was fighting Count Dooku. That's the Quinlan Voss, like, fans really like. That's the Quinlan that most fans who read the comics would have wanted to see on screen, that still want to see him on screen. And we never got that. We just have the one episode of Clone Wars where he's a joke. But, yeah, Dark Disciple did a lot for Ventress and Quinlan in regards to canon. Like, in Legends, Quinlan Voss is a different character, and he's really awesome, but in canon, he's a joke. And the thing is in Dark Disciple, yeah. Hot take, Maul's death by Obi-Wan was perfection. Dude, I think the Twin Suns duel in Rebels is the best lightsaber duel in Star Wars. That's my hot take. I love Maul's death in Rebels. I love it. It's one of my favorite scenes in all of Star Wars. Like, I know some people prefer Old Wounds, the original comic, and Old Wounds is cool. I like Old Wounds. But I think the scene in Rebels is so powerful. It is so moving. It is so powerful. I love that scene so much. So much. It is my favorite duel in the entire franchise. That's a hot take, but it is. Because it doesn't need to be a spectacle to be impactful. And that's the thing I love about that duel. We don't, like, obviously, lightsaber duels are really cool with some spectacle. Yeah, I'm not going to argue against that. Like, the Mustafar duel is epic. The Duel of the Fates is epic. But the story and the narrative of that fight, the narrative, the story determines the fight. Obi-Wan's stances and Maul's stances, there is a story, there's a history in the way that Kenobi's stances evolves and repositions while Maul remains in that Juyo stance the whole time. There's history there. There's a story. You can understand their entire Kenobi and Maul's history just through their stances and the way they fight and they prepare. Yeah, I feel like Qui-Gon was watching. Qui-Gon was watching. I feel like Qui-Gon was watching in some way. I think there was, and also the fact that Kenobi like held Maul in his arms, gave him that comfort. I feel like Qui-Gon approved. I think Qui-Gon approved of that. He's like, my apprentice turned out well. Not Xanatos, but Obi-Wan. My apprentice turned out well. He's like, I think Qui-Gon was very proud of Obi-Wan, but not Xanatos. Xanatos didn't go right. What about Qui-Gon's first apprentice? Was it Qui-Gon had another apprentice before Xanatos, and he's in the sparring session where him and Xanatos team up on Qui-Gon. We never learned about that apprentice in Legends. And I feel so bad because he probably could have been a really cool Jedi. There's another episode they skipped on Clone Wars. Yeah. I don't think Kenobi ever hated Maul, but forgave him in the end. Yeah, I don't think Kenobi hated Maul because I don't think hate is something that Obi-Wan does. I don't think that's a part of Kenobi's character. Like even in Clone Wars, right before Maul kills Satine, Obi-Wan's like reaching out to Maul and like giving him a chance. I think Kenobi pitied Maul. Kenobi pitied Maul and knew that he never got a choice. Yeah, revenge is not the Jedi way. Exactly. And Kenobi is an essential Jedi. Femur, that is Femur. That is Qui-Gon's first apprentice. I want to know more about Femur. Like he was in that one comic, and I'm like, he's Qui-Gon's first apprentice. The other two, we know Xanatos and we obviously know Obi-Wan. I'm like, I want to know a little more about Femur. Yeah. A Xanatos episode of Tales of the Jedi would be. I'd be down. To see. Actually, we should start talking about Tales of the Jedi. And yeah, Obi-Wan is a glowing example of what a Jedi should be. Obi-Wan's a Jedi. He is the pure good. But let's start talking. I know the stream was about Star Wars Celebration, and I don't know how much we've talked about it. Whoa. Tales of the Jedi window. Yeah, I'll share my screen. Which one is it? Yeah, Tales of the Jedi. Someone brought up Tales of the Jedi. We're getting a season 2 of Tales of the Jedi. And here's something that's even more exciting is that Dave Filoni is going to be using this Tales of the Jedi season, to invite other animators and invite new storytellers to canon, which also means that half the season will probably not be Ahsoka. Half the season will probably not be Ahsoka if there are other storytellers, because there are so many Jedi that need stories. Hold on, I'll pull out again. Stop screen. Oh yeah. Yaddle versus Dooku was a cool fight, dude. The 3 Dooku episodes were phenomenal. My issue with Tales of the Jedi was the Dooku episodes were so good. And then the Ahsoka episodes were just, we didn't need them. Like I felt like with the Ahsoka episodes were good, but the whole time I was just thinking, there are so many other Jedi that could be getting these episodes. There are so many other awesome Jedi who could be getting these episodes. Ahsoka doesn't need these 3 episodes. Dooku needed the 3 episodes, and they were phenomenal. But Ahsoka did, and that's what I really hope they do with season 2. I want to see some Jedi who, like need some spotlight. Tales of the Jedi might have Ventress. I'd be down to see some. I would be down if Tales of the Jedi did some Ventress. Yeah. I feel like season 1 used Dooku and Ahsoka to pull people in, and season 2 could get Jedi like Kakruk, Depa, or High Republic Jedi like Loden. If we get High Republic in Tales of the Jedi, I will be so happy. I'm a High Republic fan. I love that era. But yeah, I'd love to see. Actually, Depa Billaba would be really cool because obviously people know Kanan Jarrus, so you can use Caleb Doom and then establish Depa Billaba. Like, I'd love to see Depa, but explore the events of Shatterpoint, the novel, because Matthew Stover's novel Shatterpoint, to those who have read it, you guys know it's one of the best Legends novels in Star Wars. It is fantastic. Matthew Stover is just phenomenal. If you've read the Revenge of the Sith novel, you know Matthew Stover is a fantastic author. Shatterpoint is another of his Star Wars books, and it focuses on Mace and Depa. Actually, I mean, if you did like, I don't know, because they're obviously shorts, so I don't know if you could do all of Shatterpoint in a short. But like, if you did a Mace Windu arc with Mace and Depa and their relationship, and then Depa and Caleb Doom, that would be a really cool arc in Tales of the Jedi. Shakti's former apprentices. Oh yeah, that would be really cool. Especially because didn't like Shakti's apprentices like die? Didn't like most of them die? And like there were some Jedi on the council who were like kind of wary of Shakti, and her teaching style, because like something happened with her apprentices that was weird. That would be cool. Shakti again is another Jedi. Yeah, Shatterpoint is so good. Shatterpoint is such a good Star Wars book. Padawan Mace episode. I'd be down for a Mace episode. I'd love to see some Mace. Okay, you know what Jedi I want to see in Tales of the Jedi? And the Dooku episodes got me thinking about this. Hear me out on this. Let's have some episodes focused on Sifo Dyas. Like, because here's the thing. Sifo Dyas is one of the most influential Star Wars characters of the prequel era. This is the guy who set up the clone army. This is the guy who set it up. And we've never seen him on screen. We've never seen him on screen. Like this guy was best buds with Dooku, started the clone army, which eventually the Sith ended up using for their own intentions. But like, this guy was there's so much to Sifo Dyas, and we know next to nothing about him. We have the one like really short episode of Clone Wars. We have the audio drama Dooku Jedi Lost. I voice cracked there. We have his story in Dooku Jedi Lost, and that's good. But all Dooku Jedi Lost made me think is I want more of this guy. And then we have the vision in at the end of Clone Wars in the Yoda arc. We have the vision of a dark side Sifo Dyas. Where is this guy? I want to see more. So yeah, that's my thing with Sifo is yeah, I want to see an arc about Sifo. In his story. But yeah, Tales of the Jedi. Again, there is a lot of there's a lot of stuff to tell with Tales of the Jedi. We might get some, maybe we'll even get some different animation styles. That's something that could be very, very possible. That is something that could be very possible. Oh, I didn't pull up the Acolyte, did I? I did not pull up the Acolyte because that is something I do want to talk about later. Where's the Acolyte? I want to talk about the Acolyte and who's going to be in the Acolyte, which made me so excited as a High Republic fan. A young Kylo training under Luke. That's another episode that we need. I don't know about Ben Solo as a Jedi. I want to know what he was like. I want to know what Ben was like before he became Kylo. That would be a really cool story. I would like to see that story with Ben Solo. But actually, we can move out of Tales of the Jedi. We can move into the Acolyte because I just pulled it up. But Acolyte looks kind of hype. Not gonna lie. I saw the Vernestra Row. I saw Vernestra. I was so happy to see that she's gonna be in the Acolyte in live action, which is so cool to me. Well, first of all, We know she's gonna survive through the book series now, which is kind of sad. Like I kind of wanted that suspense because obviously, there was a lot of theories going around during the Fallen Star. When the Fallen Star came out, it's like Vernestra was on Starlight Beacon. We never saw her get off. Did she die? And I mean, I assumed she survived because she's a main character. They're not gonna just kill her off on screen. But at least we know Vernestra survived the events of Starlight Beacon. Now, as to where Imry is, I don't know where Imry is. He's probably alive. I'm guessing he's alive, considering Imry's mainly like a middle grade novel character for the younger audiences. So I don't know if the Disney would be willing to go to their younger audience and say, "Hey guys, your Padawan character from your books is dead." It's the High Republic, I would assume. It's the High Republic. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, Vernestra's going to be in the Acolyte. I wonder if there's going to be I know there was a Wookiee Jedi. There was a Wookiee Jedi that was on set. It could be Burryaga. Again, we don't know the fate of Burryaga. We don't know if he's dead or alive. They left that very ambiguous. So hey, we could have Vernestra and Burryaga. And again, Burryaga makes sense. Wookiees live a very long lifetime, so him being around makes total sense. If it is. But yeah, Acolyte looks hype. The way they're kind of combining the Jedi choreography with like martial arts, I think looks. I saw part of the leaked trailer. I didn't see the whole thing, but I saw some of it. But yeah, like the choreography with the martial arts looks really cool. The way they combined it, which yeah, nice hair. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm saying a lot, but yeah, the Acolyte just looks the way they did the martial arts combat. I think that's really really cool. Yeah, took like 4 years to grow. This is actually a year. This is 1 year. You always say a lot. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I haven't cut my hair in 1 year. Yeah, cause yeah, cause yeah, I had a show 1 year ago. I had my show 1 year ago, a theater show where I had to cut my hair, and it was right around this era, and I haven't cut it since. So growing my hair for 7 months and so like not like that. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. I'm sure it looks cool. I'm sure it looks cool. With 7 months. But then can I get a fade regular? Like, well, there you go. Oh yeah. So do we want to talk about the movies, the three new movies? We might as well. Yeah, because the hair and the ear bothers. Yeah. Um, my thing is the bangs. My thing is like this, like when it's windy out and like the hair just like gets in my face, drives me nuts. Drives me nuts. But yeah. Oh, the movies. Okay, let's talk about these movies because there's some good, there's some bad, and there's some interesting about these three movies. So I'm gonna pull up the thing. So the first movie, here it is. So the first movie is directed by Dave Filoni, and it will be the conclusion to the events of The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, and Ahsoka. And it will essentially serve as the culmination of all those Disney Plus shows. And again, Dave Filoni is the director. The second one is directed by James Mangold, who will be doing The Dawn of the Jedi, which takes place 25,000 years before the events of the Skywalker saga, and will explore the first of the Jedi Order, learning about their connection to the Force and its existence. The third film is directed by Sharmeen Obaid Chinoy, which will be set after the events of The Rise of Skywalker and will feature Daisy Ridley back as Rey Skywalker as she rebuilds the new Jedi Order. And they officially canonized the Dawn of the Jedi era and the new Jedi Order era into canon. Yeah. Nikolai, I feel like they just be making up stuff for Star Wars for Celebration. I mean, I hope we actually get a Star Wars film. I hope they don't just get canceled like Rogue Squadron. But I guess I can go a little into my my opinion on all three. So I have one film that I'm like iffy on, one I'm interested in, and one that I absolutely love. I'm gonna say with the Filoni film first. I'm intrigued. Excuse me. The way the Ahsoka trailer was going makes me wonder if we're gonna get the canon version of Heir to the Empire. Considering how much they're hyping up Grand Admiral Thrawn, they name drop Heir to the Empire in the Ahsoka trailer. I'm wondering, like, is it gonna be the canon iteration of Heir to the Empire? And to be honest, I don't know if I want it to be Heir to the Empire. Like, I like Heir to the Empire. I like the Thrawn trilogy. I don't know if I need that as a movie. I'm not gonna watch Ahsoka. I just want Bad Batch season 3 until like all the episodes are out. That's fair. Yeah. I really want to see the culmination of Crosshair. The Crosshair episodes are fire of Bad Batch. I love them. What's the story for Ahsoka gonna be? The story for Ahsoka is gonna be the search for Ezra. It's gonna be the sequel. It's a Rebel sequel. It's not even really an Ahsoka show as much as it's a Rebels sequel. And it's gonna be the search for Ezra and Thrawn, but also the trailers make it look like Thrawn is gonna be coming back, and he's clearly gonna be coming back in some capacity to try and like retake the Empire or something. Unlike the cliffhanger for season 2. Yeah, the ending of season 2 of Bad Batch confused me a little bit. It confused me. Because like, here's the thing. Why did the Bad Batch go back to Sid? Like, they already cut ties with Sid. Why did they go to her? Like, they could have went to Rex. Like, if they had called Rex would have like helped them. But yeah, Tech died. To be honest, I kind of like, not that I don't like the character of Tech, because I do like him, but I kind of hope we don't have another Echo situation where he survives, because it's like, I do like the idea that characters die in Star Wars, but yeah, they should have went to Rex. Rex would have helped them. Rex wouldn't have turned them over. Like, they knew Sid was after them. They cut ties with Sid. They listened to Sid threaten them via hologram. Why would they go back to her for help? Rex would have helped. Senator Chuchi, she would have helped. She would have been a good ally. She would have been a good assistant. Why did they go to Sid? And then why did Sid act like she had no choice? She's like, I had no choice, guys. It's like, you were literally saying that you had the choice to turn them over. What? What if Crosshair listened to Emmy? Oh, that's true. It's true. Also, I want to know what's happening with Commander Cody. Because that was one of my favorite episodes of season 2. And then it's like, oh, he went AWOL. I'm like, oh, that's an interesting plot point. I want to know what happened to Cody. And maybe Crosshair will I was gonna say maybe Crosshair would find Cody, but he's a little tied up right now. Pun intended. I'm like, hey, maybe Rex and Cody are gonna reunite. I'll be down. I also want to see, like, why does Rex stop fighting? That's something I want to see in season 3. What causes Rex to retire in Rebels? Like, we see him retired in Rebels with Wolf and Gregor. Why does he stop the fight? Like, I want to see what happens there. But yeah, I want to see Crosshair escape. I want to see him redeemed. They set it up so well. They really did set up Crosshair's redemption so well, especially with I'm forgetting his name, and that makes me really mad. The clone trooper from the outpost. I know his name. Don't help me. I know his name. It's not Hauser. Hauser's different. That clone trooper. Mayday. It's Mayday. It's Mayday. I knew it was Mayday. Commander Mayday. But yeah, I feel like Crosshair was a little too cynical, and I like that, like, he's kind of being forced to come out of that shell. I think that is a really cool story element. But yeah. Back to the Filoni movies. The Filoni movie. I think it could be interesting. I want to see Ahsoka first, before I judge too harshly, because again, we don't really know the story. Let's go to the Rey Skywalker movie next. Because I have mixed feelings on the Rey Skywalker movie, both positive and negative. Well, not necessarily negative. I'm more so confused. Like, I don't know if Disney, like I know there are a lot of people who do like the sequel trilogy. There are people who do. And like I'm in between on them. There's a lot of elements I do like. There's some elements I don't like. But I'm interested in why Disney went with Rey for a Star Wars movie. Like, I'm confused. I'm confused why they chose that. Also, the fact that she's rebuilding the Jedi Order. Why aren't we getting a Luke Skywalker movie redoing the Jedi Order? Like, here's the thing. Even if you can't get Mark Hamill, and you don't want to do robot Mark Hamill, Sebastian Stan is there. Sebastian Stan is there. He wants to do it. You can have Sebastian Stan be Luke Skywalker. Nobody's going to be upset. People want him. Sebastian Stan wants to. Like, why couldn't we just get a Luke Skywalker movie? I don't know. But on the other hand, I'm interested in seeing a new I want to see, like, what is it? I want to see, like, how this Jedi Order is going to pan out. How is it going to be different from Legends with Rey leading it instead of Luke? Yeah, people are saying Finn should be a Jedi. It should be a Finn movie. In my opinion, it should be a Finn movie. It should be Jedi Finn. You can have Rey in the movie. Maybe have Rey as, like, his master. But I want to see Finn. I want to see Finn be a Jedi. Like, Finn is cool. Like, I want to see Finn take the lead spot. I want to see him as a Jedi. I want to see him, like, going across the galaxy, redeeming First Order stormtroopers. But that's the story I want to see. Like, Rey's fine. I want to see Finn. I want Finn to have his shine. Because Finn was cool in The Force Awakens, and then they just kind of sidelined him, and I felt bad. Because John Boyega was really giving it his all, and he was not being given a lot. Say what you will about the sequel trilogy, but Finn's fight with Kylo on Starkiller Base is one of my favorite movies is one of my favorite scenes in those 3 movies. Probably my favorite scene between Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker is Finn's duel with Kylo. Because, like, that moment where he stops running, picks up the saber, and just ignites it, and faces down the First Order that he was the leader of the First Order, who he knows he stands no chance of beating, but just stops running and fights for what he wants. That's a character arc. That is a powerful character arc right there. And they didn't do anything with it afterwards. Finn was so cool. And yeah, he's an ex-Stormtrooper. You know how many story possibilities are there for an ex-Stormtrooper turned Jedi? There's Kyle Katarn. But, like, I want to see Finn. I want to see Finn do that stuff. Like, I don't need Finn to be Kyle Katarn because they're two very different characters. But there's so much potential there. There's so much potential. Like, here's the thing. Whether you like Rey or you don't like Rey, Rey had her story. Finn had his story taken away. I want to see Finn do it. Yeah, he could be a spy working to get more allies. Look, yeah, like, I don't like Rey at all. That's fair. Here's the thing with Rey. And this is something that if they're going to do this movie with her as a member of the new Jedi Order, that they should really focus on. The problem with Rey is not necessarily that she's flawless, but it's that all of her flaws are internal. There are no external flaws. Like, she has her emotional weaknesses throughout the trilogy, but that is never presented externally. We're told she's emotionally struggling. We're told she has that, but that is not presented in her actions, in her external scenes. And that's the connection that people need. People need that connection. People need to, like, here's the thing. You see, like, Vader was conflicted. Kylo was conflicted. We see them lose because of that. Why wasn't Rey losing when she was conflicted? Like, we need to see Rey fall so we can cheer when she rises. We need to be shown her emotional struggle, not just told about it, so we can root for her. So, like, even though I'm not fully on board with the Mary Sue title, I can see why people think it exists there. Because the audience is never given a reason to think otherwise. Like, externally focused. Like, yeah, we knew Luke's emotional struggle. We knew Anakin's emotional struggle. But we were also shown it physically. We need to be shown that. Luke struggled. Like, here's the thing. We see Luke's emotional struggle, his lack of confidence in himself, his lack of belief in the Empire Strikes Back. Like, when he can't lift the X-Wing, that's why he fails. He doesn't believe it. And he loses to Vader. He's not fully in touch with the Force. They set that up in Empire, and they say, yeah, he doesn't believe. He doesn't fully believe in the Force. He doesn't fully believe in himself. He loses to Vader. He gets that connection with his father. You see him in Return of the Jedi, and he's fully in tune with the Force. He's learned. He's matured. He's grown up since Empire and A New Hope, and you see it. You see it in the way he walks, in the way he talks, in the way he uses the Force, and in the way he fights Vader at the end of Jedi. We needed to see that with Rey, and that's the problem. We knew she had an emotional struggle, but we weren't shown it. We weren't shown it. And that's what I hope we see with, if we're going to have this Rey movie, I want to be shown her struggles. I don't want to be told about them. I can have other characters like that. Like, we can be told she's struggling to put the Jedi Order together. I want to see it. I want to see her struggling as a Jedi Master. I want to see that progression, that arc. Like Luke did. Anakin, he fell, but we saw it. We weren't just told about it. We saw it. That scene in Revenge of the Sith, when Anakin and Padme, like, they're looking out through the windows, no dialogue, no scene. We're not being told about Anakin's mental insecurities and his fears and his anxieties. We're being shown it. It's one of the best scenes in Revenge of the Sith for that reason. Like, we know everything that's going through Anakin's head, and he doesn't even have to say a line of dialogue. We don't even need him to say a line of dialogue in that scene. Rey doesn't have that. And I think that's the struggle that audiences have with her. Anyway, I'm going to be done ranting about Rey. I'm done ranting about Rey. Show don't tell. That as a writer, I'm a writer, and the biggest thing I can say with any project, whether it's a movie, a show, if it's Star Wars, if it's Star Trek, if it's Avatar: The Last Airbender, show don't tell. That's the scene. Yeah, there's also the scene where Padme gives birth and Vader is becoming Vader. Yeah, that's another fantastic scene in the movie. That, like, we see the pain. We see the pain. The tragedy is there. We're being shown Vader losing his humanity. We're being shown the agonizing pain of his existence now. That sympathy is there, and then losing Padme, and it was all for nothing. We literally see him going through the agony of becoming Vader, and then it's for nothing. Because Padme dies right after. And in the end, all Vader really had was his fear and his anger and his suffering, and that's the tragedy of his character. And that's what makes Darth Vader one of the coolest villains ever. So yeah, and also I saw the comment about Luke having the high ground and Vader saying Obi-Wan taught you well. I love that meme so much, especially with Revenge of the Sith. But yeah, that is a power. Revenge of the Sith has some really powerful scenes. So does the original trilogy. So does Return of the Jedi and The Empire Strikes Back. And again, that's why I think it would have been a way smarter idea to do a Luke Skywalker movie with the New Jedi Order. Because here's the thing. More people are going to be on board to see a Luke Skywalker movie than a Rey Skywalker movie. Right? Like, I know Disney, like, no, there are people who like the sequel trilogy, and that's fine. But there's also a lot of people who don't like the sequel trilogy. And I think Disney's kind of like pandering to one side and not the other, when it's like, I think everybody could have came together for a Luke Skywalker movie. And I know the original trilogy is Luke Skywalker's movie. I know the original trilogy is Luke Skywalker's movies, but the sequel trilogy are Rey's movies, and she's getting a spin-off. So why not give one to Luke? People would be on board to see more Luke Skywalker. Especially, like, did they not see the audience reaction when Luke came back in The Mandalorian? People were thrilled to see him. People would love to see more. Why did that voice crack there? People would love to see more of Luke, especially at that time period. You can even have Ben Solo, if you want to tie it to the sequels. Have Ben Solo be his apprentice. Even people who don't like the sequel trilogy, a lot of them do like Ben Solo. A lot of people do like Ben Solo, even if they don't like the sequels. Grogu should have stayed with Luke. I agree. Grogu should have stayed with Luke during the Book of Boba Fett. At least during the Book of Boba Fett. If he was going to go back with Mando, at least have it be in Mando Season 3. At least have it be in Mando Season 3. Plus, that episode, even though it had no reason to be in the Book of Boba Fett, of Luke training Grogu was awesome. It was awesome. It was great. But yeah, him and Luke training was phenomenal. People loved that episode. People loved it. I loved it. Even though it had no reason to be in the Book of Boba Fett, it was still a great episode of TV and of Star Wars. Getting to see Luke be a master. Bro, stop drinking soda and go drink water. Yeah, I really should. I have an addiction, and I need to stop. But I have drinking water today. Do I have water in here? No, I don't. Yeah, I do drink water, though. Just not right now. Yeah. But yeah, like, people like seeing... I like seeing Luke be a master. I didn't need it in the Boba Fett show. Yeah. Yeah, it isn't Mandalorian. Book of Boba Fett's just Mandalorian Season 3. Mandalorian Season 3 is just Mandalorian Season 4. But, yeah. But here's the tragedy of it. Here's the tragedy of the Book of Boba Fett. The main story with Boba isn't compelling enough. Like, the Mandalorian episode and the Luke Skywalker thing, that was the best stuff in the show. But it shouldn't have been there. The Boba Fett stuff should have been the most compelling part of the show, and it wasn't. Like, here's the thing. How did we go from the scene of Boba demolishing the stormtroopers in Mandalorian to that episode 1 fight scene of Book of Boba Fett with him and Fennec being surrounded by like the shield guys? That was the same director who filmed those two scenes. How did we go from the scene in Mando to the scene in Boba? Like, how? Like, even just the action in general. Like, Robert Rodriguez directed the Boba Fett episode of Mandalorian. And, the shield guys, it was the mercenaries and the first episode of, yeah, they were the mercenaries with the shields, from episode 1. Bro, can I join the stream? I'm getting tired of typing. I don't know. Let's see. I'm on StreamYard, so I can invite. Oh, I can do this. But yeah, these mercenaries. The mercenaries and stuff. Yeah, like all the action sequences in Book of Boba Fett just aren't great. Like they just don't look good. Hold on, I'm trying to see if I can get the invite. Yeah, I'm not seeing like a join thing. Sorry about that. Need a PC. I don't know if it's a PC. I'm just not seeing like an invite, like, or a link. I'm not seeing a link, but maybe it's what I'm using. Maybe it's yeah. I'll check in on that for future streams. Hopefully I can do that in the. Why did I say I can work. I'm gonna work on that for the future for people who do want to join, because yeah, I do get it. You don't always want to type. I do vibe with that. Yeah, and that's fair. Like if you're if you don't want to type, it's good. I want to be in your stories. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I have a bunch more like what ifs that I want to do for the channel. And yeah. I have a bunch of like what if scenarios. I do need voice actors for the what ifs eventually. So if you want to be a voice actor, that I'd be down for that. I have a couple. I want to do Jedi Ventress. That is one. Jedi Ventress is one of the what ifs, and it's what if Yoda picked up Ventress on Ratatak in canon, and trained her before she fell to the dark side. That's one of the what ifs. There's one, what if Sifo Dyas had survived Dooku's assassination attempt? Like, what if Sifo Dyas had uncovered, like, Dooku and Palpatine knew about him? What if Mace Windu raised Luke Skywalker? Is another. There's one, if Nihilus and Sion did not betray Darth Traya. What if the Sith Triumvirate had remained a trio? And then the last one I have is what if Ahsoka had been sent to Daiyu to rescue Leia from Reva instead of Obi-Wan. But yeah. Oh yeah, and if you don't know stuff about the Book of Boba, it's cool. I won't talk about it. Because that stuff isn't on the show, or I haven't played the games. Yeah. Oh, if we want to talk games, we could talk all day about Jedi Survivor. You guys have no idea how excited I am for Jedi Survivor. That game, everything I've seen about Jedi Survivor gets me more. I haven't played Jedi Survivor. Jedi Survivor's not out. Yeah. Jedi Survivor is not out, but until they add dual wielding. They are adding dual wield. They are adding dual wield to Survivor. There's going to be 5 lightsaber combat stances. Single blade, double blade, dual wield, cross guard, and then blaster saber. Oh, I was talking about it like it's out. No, it's not out. I'm just really excited for it. They are also, you're saying add different outfits. They are. They released some gameplay of it. The customization is insane. If you don't have a PS5, you can do it on Steam. If you have Steam, you can pre-order it. I'm doing it on Steam. With a PC. Yeah. In the first game, they had the same outfit with different colors. Yeah, I know. In Survivor, like, I haven't seen everything. Like, there is gameplay footage of the customization, but you can like change Cal's hairstyle, his beard, his entire outfit. You can change the color of his outfit. He has like jackets, shirts, like vests. He has a cloak. They went all out with the customization. In like the and we haven't even seen all of it. They also added a new lightsaber color, white. You can have an Ahsoka lightsaber now, which is pretty sweet. Or Imperial Knight. Or Imperial Knights. Heard they were making a bounty hunter game. That could be the open world. I'd be down for a bounty hunter game. That'd be pretty sweet. I don't know what's going on with Star Wars Eclipse, but I know the Ubisoft open world game, that is still something that's happening that I've heard about, and then Jedi Survivor. But yeah, a open world bounty hunter game would be sick. Like, yeah, like you could develop your ship, get weapons, go on like different bounties. A bounty hunter game would be sick. Like, especially open world. That would be a sick Star Wars game. Yeah, you could do multiplayer. You could do like raids, like SWTOR. You could do like different bounty hunting missions and stuff. That would be fun. Like, you can show off your different bounty hunters. But yeah, I am hyped for Jedi Survivor. I just wanted to say that. Story-wise, they're bringing the freaking High Republic into Jedi Survivor. And that is so cool to me. So cool. Yeah, fully customizable character. Yeah, a bounty hunter game would be sick because the only real bounty hunter game I think we have is the game Bounty Hunter, which is it's the story-driven game with Jango Fett and Zam Wesell. And it's the story of like Jango fought Dooku's first apprentice, and that ended up being like his test to prove that he was going to be the template for the clone army. That's a really good game. The problem is it's just a story-driven game. I feel like if you wanted to do an open world bounty hunter, that would be sick. Yeah. Imagine, yeah, you have a full-on SWTOR like bounty raid. Oh, it's not open world? Oh, that sucks. I mean, unless they bring 1313 back. I don't know if they would bring 1313 back. But like there is hype around that game. People still want to see it. I'd be down for 1313, actually. Um, that was a cool looking game for what we saw of it. But yeah, a bounty hunter game would be fun because so far bounty hunters have not had a good time in Star Wars. Can I stream from Discord? Ooh, I haven't tried that. I have not tried that before. It might work. I'm gonna have to experiment with that. I'm gonna have to experiment with Discord, but yeah, I do have it, so um, I can experiment with that for some. Yeah, you don't have. Yeah, we need a Star Wars game that doesn't have Jedi, I think, because obviously Battlefront, you need heroes and villains. Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor. I admit I'm really excited for those games, but like it would be fun to have a Star Wars story that like you don't need a Force user. That's actually something I really appreciated about Andor, because I know Rogue One and Solo are I know Rogue One and Solo, they are pretty much blaster based stories, but then you have Darth Vader, and then you have Darth Maul, and the Vader scenes in Rogue One are really cool. But it's like, did Vader really need to be there? And then the Darth Maul scene in Solo is so pointless. Why was Darth Maul in Solo? That's a question for another day. But yeah, I really like with Andor. It's like you don't need a Force wielder in every Star Wars story. You don't need a Jedi. You don't need a Jedi um in every single Star Wars story. By the way, we're getting Andor season 2, and I'm so hyped. So hyped. Season 1 was phenomenal. But yeah, I would be down for like a bounty hunter game. I know there's SWTOR. There is SWTOR, the bounty hunter story in SWTOR, but like mechanics wise and gameplay wise, like SWTOR is fun, but yeah, it's too old. And the thing is it's very story driven. SWTOR is very, very story driven. There's not as much. I mean, there is freedom, but like there is like a path you have to follow. And the problem is every story goes to the same planet in the same order. Like the only difference with Darkseid is that the opening two planets are different. Well, no, the opening planet for the Sith, it's Korriban, and for the bounty hunters and Imperial agents, it's Nalhada. And then you all go to Dromund Kaas, then you all go to Balmorra, you all go to Nar Shaddaa, you go to Tatooine, you all go to Alderaan. Like, all of the stories do that. And as much as I enjoy SWTOR, it's supposed to be like an open world game. And I feel like there's a lot of like contrivances with the main story at least. Yeah, every game where you make choices, the story will go in a certain direction. Yeah, I would love like a game that just it's like there are alternate endings. I know that wouldn't really work with Star Wars lore, but like I like the idea of alternate endings. Like the best, like my favorite of the SWTOR storylines is the Imperial Agent, because it doesn't go the same way every. The Imperial Agent was the first story they did for SWTOR, and it's the only one with alternate endings. Yeah, but also gameplay wise, like SWTOR is not like gameplay wise, it's not that fun. You're just like button mashing and just like sitting there, and it's just not. Um, yeah, with KOTOR, you can't kill everyone. You have to side with Bastila to get Darkseid. True, true. There. But also KOTOR was a story-driven game. There was a story to be told. I love the story of KOTOR, so I'm like, I see your point, but at the same time, I'm like, I really like the KOTOR story. I wouldn't change it. just to kill everybody. I know you can kill Karth. You can get Mission to kill. You can get Zalbar to kill Mission, which is one of the darkest moments in that game if you do the dark side option. If you're a female Revan, there's a Karth ending. Yeah, there is. If you're female Revan. Yeah, that scene though, when you can get Zalbar to kill Mission is dark as hell. That is a sad ending. So if you're a Darksider and you're sadistic, you can do that. There's also there is the neutral ending. It's so dark. Yeah, I don't know. Call me cheap, but I do the light side ending. I choose the light side. I'm more of a Jedi person than a Sith person. I think Sith look cooler, but I think I prefer the Jedi thematically wise, even if they suck in the prequels, even if they're not necessarily good in the prequels or as good as they could be in the prequels. The thing with the Jedi is they're not always like that in the prequels. Like the Jedi of the prequels are so different from the Jedi of the Old Republic. They're different from the Jedi of the High Republic. They're different from Luke's Jedi Order, whether it be canon or legends. They're all different. And I think as long as the thing about the Sith that I don't think people who always say they'd rather be a Sith than a Jedi, I don't know if they always understand that Sith, like, they claim they have freedom, but they're just slaves to their own anger and power and pain and suffering. With a Jedi, depending on what era you're in, yeah, like with a Jedi, like, yeah, maybe during the prequel era, it's a little harder to get with the Council, but like at least you're like, you have peace. There is happiness. Like, yeah, during the prequel era, emotions were kind of forbidden. Not forbidden, but like looked down upon. But like during the Old Republic or during the High Republic, that was okay. Like Luke's Jedi Order, like they understood you can have emotions, you just can't you can't let them control you. And I think with the Jedi, like there's a line, there's a Star Wars book I read. It was, I think, Jedi Outcast, and it was the novelized version of the original Kyle Katarn Jedi Outcast, and it was the fight between Kyle Katarn and Inquisitor Jarek, and it describes the feelings because Kyle Katarn ends up using some Force ability to cut Jarek off from the dark side, and he's like hit with this light side blast, and it describes the dark side as nauseating and like cold and like painful, and it describes the light side as like warm, comforting, like this like tranquilizing light. Why would anyone choose the dark side in that situation? Why would anyone choose the dark side in that situation? It's like I don't want to feel nauseous 24/7. That would be terrible. I don't want to have a migraine for like 3 weeks straight for eternity. Like, even if the council sucks, you can at least be like, even during the prequel era, you can still be a maverick like Qui-Gon Jinn. Like, the council was still accepting of Qui-Gon, even if they didn't agree with him, or Quinlan Vos, or any of those Jedi. Even Ram Koda to an extent. I mean, Ram Koda was more Jedi, but he was more of a militant Jedi. But even if they looked down on those Jedi, they weren't just abandoned. They were still respected. But that's how you invite people into the broadcast studio from the page. Oh. The broadcast. Yeah. Click the invite button at the button. Oh, there. Yeah. I don't know how much. Oh, hello. Um. Oh, you just copied the link. Yeah. Uh. Yeah. All right. I click copy to clipboard and send. Yes. Oh, okay. Do I need Streamlabs downloaded? I would assume so. It's gonna be a little loud for a bit, but yeah. I'm gonna see how long this stream goes. Also, because I can't go all night because it is a school night, so that is a limitation. But yeah, I can see if it works. Because I don't know how much longer I'm gonna go. So yeah, I'll be in the stream for at least 5 minutes. Yeah, we can do something like that. Here's what we can do. Here's what we can do. It's an honor. Shucks. Here's what we can do. Let's see if it works. Let's see if it works. We can test it out, do a couple minutes. And then like when we do another stream, because we'll do another, I do streams whenever I get the chance. Yeah, we can do it like more like we can like I'll just send the link at the start, and then we can just go from the start. Yeah, so I'll test it tonight. We'll see if it works. What time? There we go. There's a link there. I don't know if it'll work, but I put it in the chat. You're in college? No, I'm almost done with high school. I'm almost done with high school. I've got a little more time to go, but yeah. There's no link. Oh, I just sent it. Hold on. I have to send it through Discord. That's true. Yeah, then I gotta get some Discord links then. I sent it again. I sent it again. If it didn't go through, then I think the next thing. It didn't go through? Okay. Because I am sending it. Okay. How about we can establish a PME from there and oh, that was a comment. I should comment live. Crazy. Hold on. I can put user in timeout. I do not want to do that. I can if you have Discord, I can try and send the link through there. That might work. I would have to get Discord all set up, but if we can do it through Discord, that would be great. Because I don't know why it's not going through on StreamYard. Because I know I have Discord. I know it's a thing. There's a bot. Okay, there is a bot. Then I will focus it there. It helps that on Discord. Oh, sweet. Yeah, Discord has a lot of good stuff. Hopefully. Oh, that's gonna make things very interesting. Very interesting. Let's see. What do you mean? All right, let's see how this is gonna work out. What is that? What is this? What is this? Discord's being weird. I don't like that. I don't like that. Alright. So, Discord is being weird. This is weird. Alright. So, it looks like, looks like I might have to fix Discord. I don't know if I can actually like fix Discord, but it looks like I forgot YouTube doesn't allow links on live streams. That is why. All right. So here is I'm gonna check, but yeah, I don't think Discord's being weird. So here's what I think we should do. So we can get this to work. If you have a Discord like name or account or whatever, I say account. That kind of sounds like I'm being a scammer, but like a Discord like name or that I can like connect to, I gotta fix whatever's going on here. Like if I have the name, I can fix it. And then when I get it fixed, I will send and my name is weird. That's fair. Mine's weird. I'm pretty sure I don't know if I'm Demon360 on Discord. I think I'm the amphibian spy. And that's a thing I had with my friends way back in the day. We were all spies for we were all spies for different things. My friend was the pancake spy. I was the amphibian spy, and I had another friend, and I don't remember what spy he was. But yeah, that's my Discord name. Just copy and paste. Here's the thing: Discord's being funny because I can't get into Discord. That's why it's being funny, is when I can't get in. So I'd love to copy and paste, but it ain't letting me in. So I got to work on that. But it is also 10:33, and I have to wake up tomorrow, much to my dismay. So I think that's what I got to do. Yeah, you can copy and paste yours. Okay. Oh, okay. Hoog 793. All right, hold on. I'm gonna copy and paste this. I'm gonna copy and paste this. Oh, it's in fancy text. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna copy and paste the name, and then when I get Discord working, I'll send a chat. I'll say it's from Demon360, so you know that it's Demon360. If some strange Discord frog profile shows up, it's me. But yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. But yeah, I'm sorry about that. I don't know why Discord and StreamYard were wacky tonight, but yeah, I'm sure if I can get this working, we can get you and then anyone else who wants to be on the stream, in the stream. Did I add? I copied your name with Control C. I still got to work on Discord. I got to work on Discord and fix it, or at least try and get back into it because it's kicking me out. So I will get Discord working pretty soon, and then I will add you, and then send you a message saying it's from Demon360, and then I will attempt to send the link. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And if it does work, let's hope it works. But yeah, other than that, I think I have to sleep. Hopefully we can do it. You'll probably forget it. No, I'm not gonna forget it. I'm not gonna forget it. I have it. I have your Discord name. I have it copied in notes. Yeah, I'll put in a note or a doc. I'll keep it there, and I will make sure to I'll make sure to fix Discord, because I actually do need to fix Discord, because that is how me and my friends communicate. So they will probably want me to get that fixed. So yeah, I'm gonna call it an eve, fix Discord, and sleep. And yeah, you can voice act on the stuff. Yeah. I gotta so let me know what you're going for. Yeah. Um yeah, I'll fix everything. Hopefully hopefully it will work. And yeah, you'll be in on it. And it will all work out. So yeah, I'm gonna call this a stream. Hopefully I can stream again pretty soon, depending on my schedules. And I will work on fixing everything. Yeah. I will get that working. Doom 360, signing off. Peace, and I'll be back eventually. Bye.